Well, hi. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a little while since I've answered a question, so I wanted to take about 5 minutes or so and answer a question that I've gotten recently. And it's not actually that uncommon of a question. But the question was this: my husband and I and my children tend to be high achievers, yet we all experience high anxiety and other emotional challenges. How does mindset training address those challenges? I appreciate the question, and it's actually not uncommon at all. Uh, in many ways, high achievers often put more on their plate, so anxiety levels and worry and fear and other things pop up. And quite honestly, that is why so many high achievers are spending thousands of dollars a year on coaching, training, therapy, even pharmaceuticals, or unfortunately, a less healthy approach, but through self medication. Um, and it is a concern. So, whether you're an adult or a teenager, what mindset training does, or what it should be doing if the training's good at all, is not only teaching you the skills to deal with those emotions. That's what a whole lot of these trainings do, is they give you the knowledge, give you even a little bit of wisdom, helping you tap into your experiences to acquire that wisdom on what you should do to try to deal with those emotions. It's great. Perfect. My trainings do that as well. You need to do that. However, that knowledge and wisdom does not cause you to act on that knowledge and wisdom. So that's where we got to try to build up habit training. So ultimately, what you are trying to do are build these habits into your life where you regularly and routinely go through those skills, those tools on dealing with your emotions and your attitude, your beliefs, your values, and checking in, doing those things on a regular basis in order to be able to deal with those stressors that come in your life, because you cannot not have stress in your life. You can't. It's impossible to remove it. And unfortunately, I think a lot of well-meaning people think they can remove stressors from their teenagers' lives, and we are doing them a serious disservice because we're not teaching them how best to handle it. Unfortunately, that derogatory term snowflake, I think, comes from that, where students just tend to feel sad and they melt away, or they're feeling any sort of anxiety and they don't know how to deal with it. So they melt, right? That's kind of that idea of the snowflake. So when the training, the habit part is the most difficult part of any training because of the regularity of it, right? So on average, it is said, I'm sure I've repeated this before in some of my other articles and all, 66 days for the habit to be formed. Consecutive days. So think about the challenge of that, right? We all know that. Life happens, and you start to try to do something new, and you forget to do it this day and that day, and the more often that happens, the harder it is to get that habit created. So that's one of the biggest challenges, and it's really important to know that going in, right? This is why, quite frankly, from a marketing standpoint, why price point is so important, why helping people develop accountability partners, any tool that you can to help hold somebody accountable, written contracts, the whole gamut, so that they will follow through. Ultimately, though, it's up to that individual. Now, having said that, right, you can have a whole lot of benefits from learning and going through part of a training, of course, where you learn techniques like anchoring and cutting arc chords and timeline therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy, journaling techniques, and the Milton model, the meta model, and all these other kinds of self therapy or even therapeutic, they're used in therapeutic settings, learning how to use those yourself can be invaluable. It's a wonderful set of knowledge to have. But the real training comes when you begin to use those regularly. And ultimately, that really should be the objective, but also ultimately, it falls right on you, right? So anybody who thinks they can go see somebody and just have it happen to them or for them, you're really missing the boat. So to kind of wrap this up, mindset training is about not just giving you the knowledge and the wisdom on what you should do, but hopefully it is actually helping you develop those rituals to do it. Right? That's that actual training part. So that was a question and answer for the day, and thanks for tuning in.